Yep.
Welcome back to the Ball Oasis show. No news this week again, so we don't have to worry about any of that. We can just jump right into the segment that we got. I've been seeing a lot of buzz lately, especially in the dead time of the offseason, talking about young guys and young guys' potential in the league. And a lot of under 25, top 25s have been coming out.
Right.
ESPN, Bleacher Report, all of them. That kind of inspired us to have a draft. So this is our first official draft on this channel. We may see more fantasy drafts like this in the future. This is the under 25 draft. All players who are under the age of 25 are eligible to be drafted by us in this episode. We're both going to create a team of 10 players, 5 starters, 5 bench players. It'll be a snake draft. So if you don't know what that is, say we'll flip a coin for the first pick. Say I get the first pick, but then Jacob gets picks 2 and 3, and I'll get 4 and 5, and so on and so forth.
That's how we're doing it. All right.
Yeah. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. No, nothing you got to say, Jacob, before we start this?
No, it's been a pretty dry week, dry off season right now, dry time, I guess.
Yeah.
And this. Go ahead.
No, you go.
And this is like potential, and it's not just who's just the best right now. I'll say I might do potential and who I just would rather have maybe.
Right.
So it might look a little crazy, but I just might do who I'd rather have.
Yeah. Our drafting styles, we don't particularly have a set drafting style, whether we go off right now or potential or anything. Jacob's, I guess, is going off potential more
or
than
it'd be a little potential or just.
I'm just going based off of who I think is the best and most talented and who I want on my team to create the best team.
Okay.
So without further ado, I'm going to flip this coin. Jacob, heads or tails for the first pick?
Tails.
Tails. Here we go. Flip it over. It is tails. Everybody can see that this is tails. Jacob has the first pick of the draft.
All right. Well, my first pick. With my first pick, I'm gonna go Luka Doncic.
Go figure.
Might have been your first pick, but I'm gonna go ahead and take him. So we're gonna explain why, or just
yeah. Why did you pick Luka? Please tell us why in the world you would do such a thing.
Luka's Luka. That's all I'll say. That's all you gotta say. Luka's just Luka.
Understated. I like it. I would have done the same thing. So Jacob took my first pick.
So you get 2 and 3, and then I get 4.
Yeah, I have the next 2 picks, so it's not all bad over here. I've been thinking about this, and I was ready for this scenario, so I know who I'm taking with my second pick.
I know what's coming.
And I'm taking Jason Tatum with my second pick. I'm going to take Jason Tatum. I'm going to go ahead and get a wing. My guard pool on my draft board is bigger than my wing pool, so I'm glad to get Jason Tatum out of the way here. We just saw him in the finals. He's 23 years old, blossoming into a superstar. He's a great scorer, great defender now, and I love having him as a centerpiece on my team. My third pick, I'll go guard here on my third pick to complement Jason Tatum, and I'm going to go Ja Morant. I'm going to go Ja Morant as my point guard. We know how explosive he is. We know everything that he can do on the court. I think paired alongside Jason Tatum, I think that they would create a really nice duo. And I'm glad to be able to pick both of them here. So, yeah, Jason Tatum and Ja Morant are my 2 picks, Jacob.
All right. You want us to write it down and keep up with it?
I'm keeping up with mine. You can write yours down if you want to.
Okay. But I'll end up getting later on.
Yeah.
All right. On my second pick, so I get this.
You get 4 and 5.
4 and 5? Okay. With my second pick, I'm getting Zion Williamson. I don't know how well him and Luka, but that could be scary. Could be
interesting. You're making me resort to my board now. I got to pull it up here right beside me.
I've got mine up. Young talent, if you stay healthy, who knows? Some people could be top 3 MVP voting, So we'll just have to see if you can stay healthy all year. All right, see you.
Please don't take
my next pick. Man, I don't know if this team is going to mesh well. I'm going to go Anthony Edwards.
Interesting.
I don't know how they're gonna mesh well, but talent wise, got it up there. So you get the next two, right?
I have the next two picks. That kind of came out of left field for me. I did not have Anthony Edwards that high. Maybe I'm tripping for that. But you got a nice young core already with Luka and Zion and Anthony Edwards.
Right.
A lot of offense on that team.
Yeah, might hurt me. Defense might hurt me.
I guess I'll go ahead and get my big out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
My starting big. I'm gonna pick Bam Adebayo here. I'm gonna pick Bam. We talked about him last episode. 6'9" center, plays great defense, switchable. Can guard 1 through 5 if you need him to. And with Ja and Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum's a solid defender, but Bam can be that interior force on the defensive end that kind of vaults the defense just by himself, just with his presence in the interior, and doesn't create a whole lot of pressure on the guys on the outside. So that's where I'll pick Bam. Maybe a little bit of a reach.
I didn't think he was 24. I thought he was a little older. He might be though. I wasn't real sure about it.
He's 24. I checked beforehand.
Okay.
He fits the criteria. So I'm gonna go with Bam right here. This pick is interesting because I kind of want to go guard again, but I already have Ja Morant, so it's kind of hard for me to pick who I want to pick.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how well this guy would mesh with Ja Morant in the backcourt.
Yeah, I didn't put a whole lot of bigs on here, so I might mess me up.
But with that being said, I think I'm gonna go big with my team. My team is gonna be big. Yeah, this guy's gonna run the 2 for me. I have him listed in my wing pool, but I'm gonna pick Brandon Ingram right here.
I was next too.
I'm gonna pick Brandon Ingram right here, and when I checked ages beforehand, I couldn't believe that he was still under 25.
Yeah, when I saw his name, I was hoping I got him.
Yeah, his birthday is in October. That's his 25th birthday. It feels like he's been in the league for like 10 years already. Brandon Ingram just adds that scoring punch, and he's long and lengthy. And alongside Ja, Jason Tatum, and Bam Adebayo, I think that's a solid little core to start the team.
Could be. Ooh.
There's one guy who's still on the board who's a pretty great player.
Okay, I got the next two. I know we got different boards, so.
My board, at least, yeah.
Yeah, so we got different boards. Trying to keep up with who you got too. See what I got. Point guard, power forward, small forward. Is Ant small forward?
Or Ant could be
two guard.
Two guard, small
3.
Forward. Okay. Yeah. Or whatever you want him to be.
I'm gonna go this pick. I'm not high on this player. Not very high on him.
Why are you drafting him?
Because a big plays really good defense. I'm just not very high on him, but he is a good player. I say he's not, but he's gonna be pretty high too.
Who is it? Spill the beans.
For my big, I think he's a 4, but I'm gonna put him on 5. I'm gonna go Jaren Jackson Jr.
Interesting. That's a little bit of a reach, if you ask me.
I know, but defensively, he's
right.
Defensively, offensively, I'm not a big fan of him offensively, but defense, I will say, is really good.
Yeah, I will say your team so far had been lacking for defense.
Yeah, so I went ahead and got him. Like I said, our lists are different. I might have left some people out that I wish I didn't.
Interesting.
Let's see.
This is crazy. This guy is falling this far.
I think I know you're talking about it. I'm not sure if I want to try to get him or not.
You could go any direction with this pick, basically.
I think I'm going to go. I think I'll put Ant at my 2, and I'll get Michael Porter Jr.
Really?
I think that's what I'm going to do. I know he's been hurt, but.
Jacob, you're reaching.
I'm reaching. I am.
You're reaching. Wow.
I'm reaching. I am.
Wow. So go over your lineup so far.
Okay, I got Luka, Anthony Edwards, Michael Porter Jr., Zion, and Jaren Jackson Jr. It is reaching. I know, but I don't know.
I mean, you do you, I
We're reaching.
guess,
I
but
know. I'm reaching. It's really weird, but I don't know.
Jacob, that's weird.
It's
That's
weird.
weird. I'm sorry, that's weird.
It's weird, but I don't know. Kind of like it.
You've got good size on that team. I'll give you that. You've got good size. Defensively, that team is just a little challenged, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The only
that's fine.
real good defender on that team is Jared Jackson. But offensively, you've got it. Offensively, you've got it. There's no doubt about that. Any team with Luka is going to be great, and with Zion too, of course. So I've got two more picks here, and going over my team so far, I have Ja Morant, I have Brandon Ingram, I have Jason Tatum, and I have Bam Adebayo.
Right.
He may not fit great on my team now, but he's the best player here by far. So I feel like I have to get him out of the way. Having him come off the bench would like be a slap in the face to this guy. But I mean, there's so many great players here, but I can't believe he's still on the board. It's Trae Young.
Yes, I was gonna get him, but I was more than adding my two. I was like, I'll let him go. If he failed again, I would have got him, but I was letting him go. See how long it go. But
yeah, I was debating on picking Trae Young over Ja with my second overall pick. So for him to fall this far to me and potentially be my guy who comes off the bench, it's crazy. But I'll take it, of course, if I was going to fly that far.
Yeah, I was looking at him and I was like, I'll just let it go. See if he fell again, I was gonna get him, but I was letting him go.
Okay, I got one more pick here, and I think that's what I will do. As crazy as it sounds, I think I will have Trae Young come off my bench, so my starting lineup is still Ja, Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, and Bam Adebayo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna go. I think I might reach a little bit here too. I think I might reach a little bit here, and go Mikal Bridges. I think I'll go Mikal Bridges here to round out my starting lineup, just to give myself a defensive player of the year type guy to round out my team. I love the defense on my starting lineup with Mikal Bridges, with Jason Tatum, with Bam Adebayo. Maybe it's not the biggest lineup at its height, but you have 6'8", 6'9". Mikal Bridges' wingspan is over 7 feet. So I'm very satisfied with my starting lineup.
The defensively mine might not be there, but
I'm about to say defensively mine is climbing.
Yeah, but offensively that'd be fun to watch though.
Yeah.
So I get 2 picks.
You have 2 picks. Go over your team one more time so far, just so we can keep everybody updated at home.
Okay, I got Luka. My starters: Luka, Anthony Edwards, Michael Porter Jr., Zion Williamson, and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
So it's not, defensively not the best, but hopefully Jaren Jackson can hold it down. Hold on a moment.
You can go any direction.
My team, most of my team is going to be a reach. I'll go ahead and say that now. I think I'm going to go.
It's your team. You get to decide what to do with it.
Ooh. I think I'm going to have to go with LaMelo Ball.
Okay. That's not that much of a reach.
Backup. It's my backup PG. Young, score the ball really well, playmake really well. On the Hornets, so I mean, could be in a better situation.
Right. That's a good backup point guard.
That's a good point guard, though. It's a good backup.
Yeah, that's more good size for your team. He's 6'7", 6'8". But another player defensively, of course, who doesn't bring that much.
All right. This team's just going to be offensively loaded. Now, I could be giving up a big if I don't go ahead and start getting them, but my next pick, I'm going to go wing. Real young. Might be a reach. Pretty young. I think he plays pretty good defense. Okay. I'm gonna go Scotty Barnes.
I don't think that's a reach. I don't think that's a reach actually. I thought about picking him.
I'm gonna go ahead and I know defensively I'm slacking, so I'm gonna throw a little bit in there. but you know,
I
rookie.
actually think I actually
So
think that's a very good pick.
right now, I did start to hate Toronto a little bit, but you know, it. I do like how he plays. I enjoy watching him play.
He's great. Well deserved rookie of the
If
year.
well deserved. If the other guy falls, I might reunite him if he falls far enough. I don't. You might know what I'm talking about. You might not,
Okay.
but we'll just have to see.
Yeah. So you add LaMelo and Scotty Barnes as your first two bench pieces. That's a good little start to your bench. I'll go over my starting lineup again. Ja Morant, Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, Mikal Bridges, and Bam Adebayo.
Right.
Off my bench, Trae Young, my backup point guard. um, my wing pool is just so short. I feel like I
Yeah,
have to go ahead and get a wing out of the way.
I think my bigs and wings are pretty short.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and go big though. Actually, around here, around my team, we value good defense, as you could see with my starting lineup. So you may think that this is a reach at this position, but you did just take Scotty Barnes. I'm going to take Evan Mobley here. I'm going to take Evan
I was
Mobley.
looking at him. I almost got him.
I'm going to
That's why
take
I
Evan
wanted my
Mobley.
big.
He'll either run the 4 or the 5, depending on who I pick later on. Great defender, great shot blocker, and his offensive game is still so raw. It could come along. And I like him next to Trae Young. I think that he could run a good pick and roll with Trae Young.
Right.
So I think Evan Mobley is a good pick there. Some people may disagree. So be it. I've got to knock a wing out,
I
but
will
the
say
wing
that
pool
you
is
did.
just. I really wanted Scotty Barnes. I
You
really
got
did.
you got my backup big. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh really?
Got my backup big.
There's a lot left.
My
Okay, I
research
think
might not have been good enough for my board.
I think I know who my backup 3 is going to be. I'm gonna go ahead and get my backup 3 out of the way. An unproven player, a rookie. I'm taking Paolo Banchero as my backup 3.
Okay.
I'm taking Paolo Banchero as my backup 3. Of course, we haven't seen him in real NBA action yet, but based off of everything that I've said on this show, if you've never watched basketball, you think that he's the second coming of LeBron James. I won't go that far, but Paolo Banchero is great. I think that he'll be a great player, and I like how he fits alongside Trae Young and Evan Mobley off my bench. So I'm sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, you are. You are. I also have rookie. Huh?
Only how many picks are left? Only 5 picks left. You have your 2 right here. I have my 2, and then you have 1 left. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. See, I got a rookie too, but I don't know if I want to get him. Don't know how he's gonna be.
You might have to reach for a big now since Evan Mobley's off the board. Although there are a few left.
There's a few left. Like I said,
there's an all-star big who's still on the board.
You can say what you want about him, but I mean, I don't think it'd be real bad. All right, 2 picks. Let's see.
Your bench so far is LaMelo and Scotty Barnes, correct?
Right. So I say the point guard and the wing. Ooh, this might work out perfect. I think I'm gonna go ahead and knock power forward out the way. I think I'm gonna go John Collins.
Okay.
You know, he can shoot the ball, play defense pretty well. Him and LaMelo would be pretty good. We see what him and Trae can do.
Right.
So him and LaMelo, that might be really fun to watch.
That's a solid pick.
So that's I'll put John Collins in my 4.
That's a solid pick.
Now, the 5. I'm going to go ahead and knock that out before you take this guy. I doubt you would, though. Just signed I guess, a max, I think. I'll go DeAndre Ayton. Go ahead and just knock that out the way. You know, pretty solid player. See what he does. Helps them. Can't shoot the 3, so can't stretch, but defensively and, you know, he can play offense, so I'll give him that. I'll just go ahead and pick him. I needed the backup center.
Yeah, you got some much needed defense.
Yeah, so I wanted him to get him up.
Yeah, I will say that your bigs, they make up for the lack of defense on the perimeter. So maybe it'll be like a Rudy Gobert thing, where even though the Jazz perimeter defense sucks,
so
you end up as a top 10 defense just because you've got that anchor in the middle.
My only perimeter defender is coming off the bench, and Scotty Barnes, or one of the only, I would say.
Yeah. All right. I'll go over my team one last time since these are my last two picks. We have John Morant, we have Mikal Bridges, we have Jason Tatum, we have Brandon Ingram, and we have Bam Adebayo. Off the bench, we have Trae Young, we have who did I pick? Oh, Paolo Banchero, and we have Evan Mobley. So I guess I need to get another complimentary guard. And with the last pick, I could kind of go any direction I want.
I'm waiting. Take my pick.
I've got two guys who I'm looking at right here. I have two guys who I'm looking at.
For guard.
Yeah. These guys, I'm gonna pick DeJounte Murray. I'm gonna pick DeJounte Murray here just because he's Trae Young's backcourt mate in real life now, and I think that's a great fit. Of course, a guy who can play great perimeter defense, led the league in steals, and you need a guy like that alongside Trae Young. I had questioned getting a guy like, well, I'm not even gonna say it because I might not want you to get this player, but DeJounte Murray has that defense that I needed in the backcourt basically, and he's just a good complementary player.
Right.
Not much to be said about that. I think that was kind of a no-brainer. This last pick.
This is your last pick, right?
Let's. I'm gonna reach. I'm gonna reach right here. I'm gonna reach hard right here. I'm gonna reach super hard right here.
I'm listening.
But I absolutely love this player. I think that the addition of this player, I think that it gives us all the grit, all the defense that we need coming off that bench. Maybe offensive. My bench may be a little offensively challenged outside of Trae Young. DeJounte Murray can get his own, and Paolo Banchero, we've seen what he can do, scoring the ball wise.
Right.
But right here, you ready for this one? You ready for this? Right here, my last pick of the draft. I am picking Herbert Jones. Herb Jones from the New Orleans Pelicans. Yes. I've got everything I need. He was the literal last guy that I added to my board. And I made up in my mind whenever I finished. I was like, I've got to pick Herb Jones somewhere. And I figured he would fall. I figured he would fall to the end.
Yeah, he would
not even be on your board.
No, he's not.
But I love Herb Jones. He's one of my favorite players in the league. He's so great. He's so awesome.
I like watching him in the playoffs. I didn't watch him until the playoffs, but I liked it. I enjoyed watching him.
And he's so young. He can shoot the ball, which is crazy. I watched him at Alabama. He couldn't really shoot the ball at Alabama. He was known for his hustle and his defense, and that's what he's made his mark on so far in the league. But his shooting has come along too a little bit, and if that can continue to come along, I think that trajectory, that may be part of the reason why I'm so high on the Pelicans too. We talk about that almost every episode. Herb Jones is my favorite players in the league. Rounding out my team. So one last time, I said one last time, but one last time going over my team. John Morant, Mikal Bridges, Jason Tatum, Brandon Ingram, and Bam Adebayo. That's the starting five. That's a pretty good starting five if you ask me. Off the bench, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. I have to check real fast. DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones, Paolo Banchero, and Evan Mobley. That's a great team if you ask me. I'm very satisfied, Jacob. You have one more pick. You have one more pick to do whatever you want. But I don't think your team is beating my team.
I knew it was going to be here. I'm going to go ahead and just keep the trend going with no defense. No defense. Offense versus defense. We'll see. This player I'm going to go with, he's young. Very high on him. Could have won Most Improved Player last year. I'm catching a lot of hate for it. I don't care.
I know who you're gonna pick.
I'm catching it.
I know who you're gonna pick.
You can comment, whatever, dislike. I don't care. I'm going Tyrese Maxey.
Of course you are.
Tyrese Maxey. So.
Go figure.
So. Ooh.
I don't doubt you though. I don't blame you.
No.
I wanted to pick Ant. I kind of wanted to pick Ant.
I thought you were gonna pick him with your last pick. I was like, okay, both.
Not Anthony Edwards, Anthony Simons.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I was like, I was wondering if you were going with him. So I'll go with my lineup one last time. My starting lineup is Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, Michael Porter Jr., Zion Williamson, and Jaren Jackson Jr. One really good defense. Zion, I mean, defense, we'll see. He could.
He hasn't been a great defender so far. But
yeah, so far. But, offensively, that I like
he has that. He has the potential to be.
Yes. Now, my bench, LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Maxey, Scotty Barnes, John Collins, and DeAndre Ayton. Okay. My bigs round out my defense, but everybody else is kind of, try your best. Just score the ball.
Your team is scoring 200 points, but they're giving up 180 points.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess you win in that scenario. My team is probably giving up about 60 points. And they're scoring probably about 90, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm probably underestimating that because I have Trae Young and Jason Tatum and John Morant. Jacob, I'm just going to go ahead and say I think my team is better than yours. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It just.
Who do y'all think is a better team?
Y'all comment. Okay. Defensively, yes, of course. But offensively, I don't know. It could be a toss up. I mean, you do got Jason Tatum. So
Trae Young is my backup.
Trae Young, but we'll see. I don't know. It could be good. Team probably better, but hey, it is what it is.
Y'all leave in the comments whose team y'all thought was better. That was fun. That was a fun little thing to do.
I knew he was gonna fall. I told you I was gonna reunite him. I know you look confused. Him and Scotty Barnes from the the Rising Stars skills challenge. I think
they need to get their lick back for that. That was pretty atrocious.
Reunite them for that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, all right, I think Jacob has one more thing. This is probably going to be a shorter episode just because not much is going on. But Jacob, what you got for us?
So it's I've seen it on TikTok and just a few other things. It's like a would you rather game. Okay. So I would just say, would you rather whoever, and I have a list of players. It's not many. I think it's like 6 or 7 players. Who would you rather have? Or you could either say who would you rather have or who do you think is better. It's up to you.
All right.
So this will be Paul George edition. So I'm going Paul George or Jason Tatum.
Right now?
I'll say right now, yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Right now. I mean, I know PG's went through injuries and, Tatum's a lot younger, but.
Yeah. Let me just preface this by saying Paul George is one of my favorite players in the NBA. I think he's great. I think he's awesome. I'm going Jason Tatum, though. I
am too. I could have thought about this, but it looks like I did put him up with some young guys. So I guess we'll just see what's your preference, I guess.
I know that he may have left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths with his final series, but Jason Tatum, I think Jason Tatum personally is easily a top 10 player in the league already. Defensively, he had the best defensive rating in the NBA this past season. He stepped it up, and he showed that in the first round against Kevin Durant, constantly causing problems for him. He played good defense in the Bucks series as well. And offensively, he has his nights where he doesn't shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
But I'm trusting Jason Tatum as a whole more than I am Paul George, even though Paul George is one of my favorite players.
I think I'll take Jason Tatum too.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree. Now,
Paul George or Bradley Beal?
Okay, I'm going Paul George here.
I'm
going Paul George here. Bradley Beal, of course, 30-point per game scorer in the past 2 seasons he's played.
Right.
But I'm going to pick Paul George here just because of his two-way ability.
I agree.
His ability defensively. I think that Paul George can do everything that Bradley Beal can do, but I don't think Bradley Beal can do everything that Paul George can do. Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm basing it off of.
Okay, I can see that.
So I'll go Paul George right here.
Okay, I think I go Paul George too, mainly the defensive ability.
Right.
We might disagree on this one.
I hope so. We need to disagree.
Paul George or Jimmy Butler? I'll go ahead and say Jimmy Butler. My favorite player.
Yeah.
Might be biased.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. But I know, I'll say this. Might not be MVP, in the regular season, but he's something like MVP candidate type, like Paul George could be, or has been. But in the playoffs, it just switches in the playoffs, I will say.
Right.
It just
Right.
switches another level. But I'm going Jimmy Butler. And like I said, they both pretty good. Now Paul George might be better offensively, but defensively they're both really good. And I like Jimmy's leadership, which I've been watching him for a very long time. I'm going Jimmy.
Yeah, this one's hard. This one's a hard one. Because if you go just based off of postseason play,
No, I'm going off.
You have
just
to go
postseason,
Jimmy
yeah.
Butler. You have to go Jimmy
Now,
Butler in that sense.
We can go everything.
That's what
Everything.
I'm gonna end up going off of.
I'm doing that too, but it's just I'll be a little biased, but I'm gonna go with Jimmy. I'll be a little biased.
I don't think you're biased on this because I think I have to go Jimmy Butler too.
Really?
I think I do. It's super, super close. I think Paul George has more in his bag.
Yeah,
offensively,
yeah.
But when it comes to winning basketball, I think Jimmy Butler is just a winning basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way to describe him. He wins basketball games.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's what everybody's trying to do. So I think I'm gonna give Jimmy Butler the slight edge over Paul George.
Might catch some strays for that one. We might. But who's this? Paul George or Devin Booker?
Okay, two of my favorite players in the NBA. Over the past 2 years, I've become pretty incredibly high on Devin Booker.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and say right now, Devin Booker is not better than. I don't think Devin Booker is over. I don't put him over Jimmy Butler. So with Jimmy Butler and Paul George being as close as they were, I think kind of like the Bradley Beal thing, I'm gonna put Paul George over Devin Booker because of the two-way ability. Offensively, I think it's closer offensively between the two than it is defensively.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, Devin Booker has been amazing the past 2 years. He was first team All-NBA. I'm gonna give Paul George the slight edge. I'm gonna give Paul George just the slightest edge.
Yeah, we got to disagree on something, but I'm trying. I'm going Paul George, but it's just two-way is so important, especially now. Which I mean, Devin Booker is still really good, offensively. It's hard to. He could do a lot offensively, but it's just a two-way factor. It just means a lot, especially today.
I think that one was closer than the Paul George Jimmy Butler one, honestly.
Okay.
That one's very close.
Okay. What? Paul George or Brandon Ingram?
Paul George. That's easy. On next one, Paul George. Brandon Ingram's great, but Paul George.
Okay. This one's probably easy too. Paul George or CJ McCollum?
Paul George. Yeah, it's Paul George.
I just bring out some quick names doing this. Yeah. I might throw in some more. I'd have to think of some.
Yeah, we got a few minutes left. Go ahead.
Or if you want to do it too.
Yeah,
I got one more. I got one more player.
Okay, go ahead, throw it out.
Two-way is probably gonna play a factor here too. Paul George or Donovan Mitchell?
I'm going Paul George. I'm going Paul George.
Okay.
I put Devin Booker over Donovan Mitchell, so I'm going Paul George.
There's a stat I've been seeing. Once the trade rumors about I think him and somebody else are the only two players in history to attempt, 35 shots and not have an assist. But yeah, you can say, I'll try to think of some. If you can think of some,
that's pretty crazy ball hogging.
Yeah, I think we agreed on every single one of them.
You want me to give you one that I think we'll disagree on to end the show?
Okay, we'll do that.
I'll give you this one to end off on. It's bigs. Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Do we disagree or do we agree? Because you know who my pick is, right?
Rudy.
Yeah, I pick Rudy Gobert.
I'd rather have Cat.
Okay, good. Why would you rather have Cat?
Just he can play defense, not Gobert, but not Gobert defense, but just offensively, I'll take him.
Yeah.
Say shooting wise, arguably the best shooting big all time. Just yeah, I'm gonna go Cat. Basically, I guess offense. I'll do the offense this time. I know we said two-way was important, but I'm not a big fan of Rudy's offensive game. It might just be how Utah had them, how they kind of set it up. I understand stuff was going on.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
You just don't think he's good on offense, or? No,
Not really.
I'm not gonna say good. I'm not gonna say good.
He's just limited. He's limited.
Yeah, I'll say he's limited in the paint. Yeah, but like he can't stretch at all. It's I'm doing cat offense just for the offensive side.
For this one, for me, it's kind of like the Devin Booker, Paul George thing. I guess there's a little more area in between the attributes because Karl-Anthony Towns' offense is way better than Rudy Gobert's offense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Rudy Gobert's defense over Karl-Anthony Towns' defense, to me, Rudy Gobert is the best defensive player in the NBA. Argue with your mother. Argue with the wall. He's up here. And Karl-Anthony Towns is down here off my screen.
Yeah, offense is like the same, it's I won't say the same, but it's
And Karl-Anthony Towns isn't even a terrible defender. Rudy Gobert is just transcendent as a defender. He you have to really dig to see all of the impact that Rudy Gobert has. And when you do, whenever you finally see what he does, it's remarkable. It really is.
It is. And I know we've talked about it before. I know you've been high on him for a while. I didn't see the big part of it until I actually sat there and watched.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there and watched Utah's games. I sat there. I got on Instagram with a post about everything he does on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say I have certainly changed my mind on him. I guess I used to hate him. I did not like him at all. I didn't see the point of him playing. But I know not. I'm not okay. I'm not going that far. I guess offensively, I'll say. But
that's understandable.
But when I sit there and watch them on defense, I understood why people had him that high. I will say that. But yeah, I had to go cat. Just stretch the floor. Not the best defender, but he can get the job done, I guess.
Yeah. All right, I'm glad we disagreed to end off the episode. Shorter episode probably, but so be it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't think it's a whole lot shorter.
Probably more fun stuff on the way next week. Barring any of these rumors that have come to a stalemate, finally suffice and become something official.
Right.
Jacob, you have anything you want to add before we close?
Nothing much. Same rumors going on, like you said. I could say, get your opinion. I think we might have talked about this before. Do you still think KD or Kyrie is leaving Brooklyn, getting traded away from Brooklyn?
I was actually thinking about that this afternoon. It's funny you say that. I went back and I rewatched one of our older episodes, and I didn't really notice it at the time, but I noticed how kind of adamant you were that something probably wouldn't happen there.
Mm-hmm.
With Kevin Durant being moved, and just to see the asking price, the potential asking price for players in the NBA, and you think about the asking price for Kevin Durant, I think it becomes impossible for him to be moved for that asking price.
Did you see the 5-team trade Bleacher Report put out today?
I saw the headline. I didn't want to click on it just because I didn't want my brain to become mush.
You didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
I think if Kyrie gets traded, it's to LA. I don't think he's going anywhere else besides LA. But I don't think it's happening either.
Yeah.
I think they're both staying in Brooklyn. I think LA is sending Westbrook to maybe Indiana.
You see, I don't even think I know that there are reports coming out that he won't be a Laker, but I'm not convinced until I see any real movement at this point.
Yeah, it's all just rumors. I don't think nothing's actually gained anything. But I do think KD's staying in Brooklyn. There's nobody's going to do the asking price. You see the asking price for Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah.
So that's
so ridiculous. So yeah, don't really want to spend any time on that. So with all that being said, we'll see y'all next week. We'll have another fun little segment planned. Without anything else, peace out, everybody.